All right, so today we are starting to work on the bathroom walls. And so Aaron's also going to be finishing the counter sink area. So first things first, we're going to take off the sink itself so that she's got room to work, and she's going to epoxy this whole thing.
Ideally, we don't want a shower curtain in here at all because we've got this floor set up so that we can get water everywhere. This is all going to be stone, same stone as in here. Everything's going to get wet. Like when people shower, this spray goes everywhere and it's a mess. So Brian just took the sink off. I'm going to sand off the beeswax finish that I put on this little counter. And we decided we're just going to epoxy everything in here. So we're going to epoxy the dome today. We're going to re-epoxy the piece of wood that we're going to put here for a little washcloth towel hanger. We're going to epoxy the counter. We're going to epoxy this whole entire wall and just basically epoxy everything that's in the bathroom so that we can get things wet freely and we don't feel like monsters every single time that we're in here getting stuff wet. As an example, this sink or this pedestal here, what's this called? Vanity wood. The vanity wood is every time that we use the handle on the sink, it's dribble dripping behind. It's dribble dripping. It's dribble dripping onto the pedestal or this nice piece of wood, and it's leaving marks. And I don't want to be mad at Brian every time he leaves dribble drips, and I'm sure he doesn't want to be irritated with me either about something so small in life. So we figured if we epoxy everything, then it'll just be really easy to wipe, and cleaning off the toilet has been such a dream. I can literally just like vacuum it and it's clean and we cool. And we got Trolley over here making sure he looks nice. He looks good today. Extra Trolley.
Thank you. I'm just sitting here on the throne measuring this wall piece.
Yeah.
Do you want to go all the way to the ceiling?
Yep. Or to here.
If it goes to there...
It's gonna have a gap.
Yeah, because this is...
And we don't want to put like a ledge piece. Screw that. Go the whole way up.
And just have it meet.
Yeah, what do you think?
I say loosely meet, and then we'll bevel that edge at a 45 or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, you'll see that we put some curtains up, little temps. We're finally sleeping outside. Last night was our first night, and it was so beautiful. We both slept like babies, way better than sleeping in the barn in the bus.
Barn in the bus.
So, it was really nice.
Dry fit time.
Ooh. Look at that. Oh my god.
Nice. It fits perfectly.
Well, that was easy. I used an 80 grit, and just like that, we've got it back to a raw finish. I'm just going to go over it with a 220 grit now, just to smooth it out. And then what I'll do is vacuum it off, and then we can epoxy. Well, after we prep everything else that needs to be epoxied. Why we cut a hole in the wall.
Oh, I didn't see there. All right, so we cut this hole in the wall to do inset cabinet. And so from the back edge, we'll have 3 inches of cabinet in there, and then we'll have it stick out to the 4, which is about 4.5. But the problem with this is also going to be screwed like that. So we might need to measure off of that actual, which changes things dramatically. So that's 2 1/8 on the inside.
Ooh.
So if it sticks out to 4,
That's a lot. Let's do a 3.5 again.
3.5 sticking out.
Yeah, and make sure the mason jar can fit. Hold on, I'll push when I do that.
That should fit.
Square it up.
Pretty good. That fits real nice. You want the bottom? Nice. That one's tough. Nice.
Cute. Goggle Pro.
There we go.
Whoa. That's adorable.
Nice. So now we'll make the side pieces because we've got definite measurements for those. So I'm placing the clamps so that I don't have to move them once they're clamped, and just making sure that these pieces feel like they're squared up on this edge. So I'll do these bottom ones first, and then I'll remove the clamps and then line up the sides with this edge over here and that edge over there, and that should produce a pretty desirable screwing experience.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
Cute.
All right.
That looks so nice.
So now we'll set the depth on it. But before we do that, we got to figure out a way to secure this to this. What do you think we're going to do?
Craig screw from the back.
Bingo. So coming around to the back side, we're going to create some Craig screw holes in this piece here, so that we'll do 3 here on the side and then 3 on the other side, and that should be good.
Cool. It's a little awkward, but it looks really nice.
Here, I might tag 1 screw in here once it's level here. What do you think? Do you want to raise it up?
Yeah, because the part you're going to see if there's a gap is that.
Yeah, you're probably not going to see that bottom one, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll tag this corner one in.
Do you think we should put like a piece of wood down there though?
Behind
so
it?
Moisture doesn't get in it?
We can do that. Bottom edge over here. So line your bottom one up.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Huh.
Oh damn!
Oh,
Look
shoot.
how cute that is.
Is that cute?
That's so cute. Okay, so this is like a random little drop of wood. I'm gonna make a cute little piece. Ooh. gonna sand off that corner.
Cool. You mean cut that?
No, I'm just gonna, oh, you cut this side, yeah. And that's just to fill in that little gap. This was literally just a piece that I found on the floor. And Ben made it super cute. A little bit lumpy, bumpy, wiggle wobbly. A cute little detail for the gap.
Cool. That's dead net square. Yeah. That's rare that I would be able to make something square.
Oh, shut up. That's not true.
That one is too. Wow. Wow. We're finally getting into the age of precision, folks.
There we go.
Watch your melon.
Oh, look how pretty it is!
Okay, I'm gonna pre-start this. There we go.
Oh yeah! Oh dang, that looks so good. How's it going? Now I'm just cleaning up the edges on this. Making them real cute. We got Math Man in there, making the bottom piece for right here. This is crazy. Like, seeing walls go up like this is really cool. It's so crazy how you think that you're gonna get like an entire project done in one day, and you get like one piece of it done. Aye! Ooh!
And dry fit.
Dry fit time.
Oh yeah, guys, this is coming out real nice. So now that we've dry fit this piece and it looks like it's a good size. We're gonna do something similar like what we did here, but it's gonna be just a little bit bigger because we've got more space to work with on that one. So let's pull this piece down, then we'll measure and see how big it'll be, and because it's got to fit within the structure of like the hat channel and stuff like that. Alright, so it needs to be a minimum of 2 inches high because this furring strip is 2 3/4 tall. That'll give us enough room to clear the furring strip. And then there's no ribs right here. The rib is behind this section. And then there's a rib over here. So off the edge, it's, let's see, where's the edge of that? There's that right there.
Let's max it out, babe.
So I would say no more than 23 inches this direction. There she is.
I like these polka dots. So for this part, we are using a clamp to squish the frame closer to the edge because we have a little bit of a gap. You can see it pull right in. That's pretty cool. And because we can and we want to, we're just gonna cover up this little gap like that with that.
Little trim piece.
A little trim. Because ain't nobody expects you to be perfect.
You know, I just figured out where that gap came from.
Pew.
Because we cut this centerpiece out, we have the kerf of the blade, so the amount of wood that dropped, and that's where that gap came from, because that was the exact same size as the other one. So when we
And it's the whole way around the frame.
exactly.
Generally.
Yeah. Look how concentrated she is.
Alright. Cool. So, last time what we did worked really nice. We just kind of set it on there. This one is better.
That actually looks really good.
Sure.
Yeah.
There we go. And kind of just tape these guys up on here, see if that works. Boom.
Double screw.
Double screw. Another one's going up. Oh my god!
Nice.
How exciting! So Brian is gonna pull this furring strip forward or in towards this way at the back by about 7/8. This is gonna make it so the wall is more square going up straight, so then this back piece that goes like this behind the sink is easier to cut. Right, Brian?
It's running.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how that has helped.
He's just looking for a square in the back corner.
It's just a weird mind bender.
Mind bender. Well, because this whole thing is crooked. This wall curves like a C shape. Like that. That's fresh. Wow. We have a wall, like a full wall practically. We're just missing over here. But this, you see that? That's good looking. Alright, sink pieces going in. Faucet, I mean.
I hope this fits. Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Nice, that fits in perfect.
Wow. Bye-bye. There it is.
You're a pro while you're painting, folks.
Babe, you're putting screws in. It was loud. And then I put gloves on. I forgot to take my ears out.
Looks good there, Film Bunny.
Thanks. Alright, so we got the back whitewashed. These holes are from a shelf that goes on the other side. So we need to go negotiate what's happening over there now, of course, because domino effect. This opening is probably only going to go to here, and then we're going to have some, we're going to have a piece of wood that goes across here, and then some really cute custom made by us light fixture.
Nice.
Because, you know, tweezing. Detour project. We just sanded this up. This used to be in that corner. We're putting it back in the corner.
We're putting it in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had other ideas for this, but now we have a new idea. And it needs to go up before we finish the vanity. Domino effect. Look how pretty that is. Oh,
That's nice, isn't it?
this is gonna be for the coffee corner.
Coffee corner. So,
You're probably gonna need me, hey?
yeah, I'm gonna need you for sure.
Alright, we gotta sit you guys down. Ready?
Are you level?
Yep.
Perfect. I'm throwing another one in.
Okay.
Still good?
Yep. Perfect.
All right, here comes
I'm
another one.
hands free now.
Here comes.
Sweet.
Good?
Yeah. That happened too. We got so excited. We forgot to film.
Anytime there's a crazy angle, I try to match it when possible with one of these T-bevels. So you just kind of put one edge flush and the other edge flush, and then you rotate the dial and just verify that everything's nice and flush. That looks good. So now that's gonna go on the this edge here. So we need to measure from this edge to that edge to figure out where this needs to start. Then we'll just scribe a line. Pretty cool, huh?
Right.
Now that I've got my measurement, then we just get the T-bevel. And so once we cut that angle there, then theoretically it should just kind of fit in. And we'll also need to get a little furring strip for the back side of this because we have nothing to attach this to. So we need a piece that is no more than, I'll say 18 inches. That T-bevel, I tell you what, it really makes a difference. If you're trying to make a difference in your woodworking, I highly recommend T-bevel.
T-bevel Houdini. Woohoo!
So now we'll be able to cut a piece.
That goes
Probably-
the whole way?
We'll probably take a nap first.
Maybe.
But a piece that goes all the way across.
Whole way. Just a little Kamet update. Giving it a swirl. It's starting to have little tails on it. Isn't that cute? Look at this.
Oh, it's so cute!
After just a couple days. 3 days. It's got tails. 2 more days we can eat it. Now, I just rinse it, give it a little bath, pour out the water like that, set it back in the bowl on an angle. Ta-da! And then I'll give it another bath later today, or Brian will. We usually announce when we bath it so that we don't miss a bath. Don't want to miss a bath except for when you're a human who doesn't have a bath yet and you bathe in your sink.
Y'all, I got a surprise for you. Sorry I haven't really shown you any of this because it was just so freaking tight. Take a little break here on the throne, but less of that and more of this. Oh, bam, look at that. Closed in the walls. Look at that. Haven't put the sink back in yet. I just wanted to give you a little peek at what this is looking like. Got the walls up and in, all the way up to the ceiling. Cute little built-in cupboards. Well, not really cupboards, they're gonna be open face Might have either shelves for when we're parked, and we might have some baskets or something underneath there to hold stuff, or just on the floor while we're driving, and then we can put stuff on the shelves. Or we might do a little rope action and have little ropes between here and there so that stuff stays in. But that's kind of what it's looking like, y'all. So we've got a little hole for the Hepvo coming out right there. That way we can hook it up to the sink again. And then our on and off shut and open lines, the ball valves for the plumbing up here. So that controls all of the two sinks, kitchen and bathroom sink, along with the washing machine. I got this window framed out too. You might have seen a little bit of that. Look at that. Nice, huh?
Today, I am going to epoxy the bathroom. It's not really recommended by anybody or the company who sold us the epoxy. But we're gonna do it anyways. Epoxy's super waterproof, so it's gonna be sweet. I guess the main concern is dribble drips. Everybody's concerned about dribble drips. And
Dribble drip.
we are a little bit too, not gonna lie, but the other day while I was editing a video for you guys, Brian finished this. So now I'm just gonna go in with a little 120 sandpaper, and I'm just gonna go over the little screw holes really quick and just get all the little rough bits off. And then I'm gonna vacuum the walls, and then I'm gonna start to epoxy all of this. I just think it's a good idea. We're a little nervous that the wood's just gonna look crap, like pretty fast. Like it might look crappy in a few months, and then like what a waste of plywood that would be. So why not try to epoxy it? We have a ton of epoxy, so let's go for a rip. Dome taped up.
Now that this is sealed up, I'm still waiting for it to fully set. We're gonna start to map out this wall, and we're going to head down the hall towards the kitchen so that we can start building cabinets, so that we can get maybe a wood burning stove installed, so that we can start putting stuff in the cabinets, so that we can make this place more livable, because this time we're actually getting kicked out of the barn. So we got to get to work and make this place dang old drive-in dream machine. Here we go. So just like the bathroom, this area here needs to be measured out. We're gonna have the wall go straight up. We're gonna have a little platform on this guy here. And then there's gonna be like corner shelving / a big mirror here on the side eventually. But we've got to navigate all of our little angles and make this wall a reality. I started to get the wires all organized so that they can fit inside this little cubby area, so that the wall could fit flat against there. But we'll have to do something creative around here so that we could still use the outlet, but the wall will pass the outlet, and hopefully it goes together pretty smoothly. So once we get done with this geometry puzzle, then we'll continue heading down that away into the light and do the same around all these little areas.
So my strategy is goggles for sure. Just like dipping the tip of the brush, hardly having anything on it, and then I'm just like really lightly going over this thing, hoping that it doesn't dribble drip.
Looks good so far.
I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
I think you should give yourself a pat on the back.
Doing the kind of top crevice first, up beside the dome.
We're both in the shower.
Cameraman.
That's how it looks.
Getting the clips. Doing vertical epoxy. It's warm in that dome, let me tell you.
Dome burr.
I think I just gotta take my time, and if that epoxy hardens before I get done, then I'm gonna have to mix more epoxy and something else.
Darn tootin'.
You guys are wondering why I have my earplugs in. It's because Garcia is loud.
I'm whispering today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is gonna be great.
I think it's working. Yeah, the sides are like self-leveling on their side. Did you just have a win?
I just had a win.
What's your win?
I got the dome skylight done. Woo!
That's great. How's the wall going?
I just literally started over here. So maybe this idea isn't a good one. Maybe it's too hot in here.
No, I think that there's something going on maybe with the plastic of the container and it maybe.
I have no idea, but
Let's get that out of
we shouldn't have this
here.
in here anymore.
Yeah. So it's been a couple hours. This is nice and dry now. So we'll lower this down. Thought it might be nice to put a heat shield of sorts right here, just to, I know that these are lines that can actually handle a lot of heat, but just to prevent any rubbing on the back. There we go. Now there's a gap there, a little air gap. This wire's still loose, that's how it originally was. And this was actually used to hold these lines up to the wall back when this was a school bus bouncing down the road.
He did so good.
T-bevel, false square, kisses.
Well, that was definitely weird. The epoxy did not do what we thought it was gonna do, and here's why. Yesterday, it was probably getting up to like, I don't know, 32 degrees Celsius in here, and that's far too hot for epoxy. The application recommendation on the bottles for the brand that we have says 13 Celsius to 29 Celsius. That's a proper application heat for pouring epoxy. Now here's the kicker. We talked to our epoxy guru, Jesse from Burnt Bridges. Thanks, Jesse. We appreciate you. And he said that he usually pours his epoxy between 16 Celsius and 20 Celsius. That's perfect. The problem is if the epoxy is a 1/4 inch thick in the vessel, then it will start to harden. So what we were having is like some kind of crazy chemical reaction. The thing started steaming and it literally formed like an iceberg in the middle of the epoxy. So the first thing you do is go fast, and the second thing is to mind your temperature. We can't really mind our temperature in here that much. So this right here ended up being kind of like goober gobbery in this corner. I'm not gonna take an electrical sander to it because it's gonna just create far too much dust, and I just wanna get this project done. So what I'm gonna do is just hand sand off the lumpy bumpy parts, leave the corner that has a little bit of epoxy in it, and then I'm gonna use Varathane to coat all the walls and the shelves and stuff in here to waterproof it. We did some research last night. Varathane seems great. Unfortunately, we were only able to get the glossy stuff. They didn't have the satin stuff, which would have been so nice because we really do like the flat finish. But anyways, it's all good. We're just gonna have a super high gloss bathroom. Okay, so I'm gonna get going on the dribble drips, sand them, vacuum them, and then we're gonna varathane. Okie dokie, here we go. This stuff is supposed to be applied no more than in 32 degrees Celsius weather. Luckily, it's only 30 degrees in the bus right now. Don't shake it because you'll get bubbles. Don't roll it on because you'll get bubbles. All right, so I'm gonna stir it and then I'm gonna apply it to the walls with a brush. Minimum, they want you to do 3 coats, spaced out every 2 to 3 hours. So it's about 3:30 p.m. now. We are in it for the long haul. Long haul? Long haul. Let's rock and roll.
I've run into a predicament. I probably have to fur the furring strips on the bottom. Well, I've got it up against the furring strips at the top and the middle and the bottom, and push it against. It's sliding down into this groove behind the wood here on the floor. And ideally, I'd like the wall to just go onto the floor. So if I put a 1/2 inch piece of ply there, that now gives me plenty of toe space. It's basically a 1/2 inch. The board width is now on the floor itself here and not sliding down into that crack. So I'm gonna fur the furring strip.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a metal piece of rod up through the bottom of the branch, and then we're going to also take it and use the metal thing like a dowel and put it down into the floor. Isn't that great? And then what I'm gonna do is when I put the rocks and pebbles down on the floor, I'm gonna cement it up the bottom of the branch because I think that it'll look really cute like that. Idea with the mortar and pebble situation on the floor is that this will look like it's kind of just like planted in sand and pebbles.
Pretty cool, huh?
Cute.
There, it's marked now with the Sharpie. So we'll drill into the bottom. Something to consider is the length of the drill bit. So we still have a little extra room, about another inch, but we only want to drill as deep as we need to go. So we're gonna drill this as square as possible into the bottom. And then coming out the bottom, we actually need to trim this. We probably want another 3 inches or so coming out of the bottom. And I think that...
Did that hit the subfloor?
Yeah, so it goes into the subfloor. So...
What do we have? We've got a 1/2 inch of subfloor, or a 1/2 inch of, or inch
3/4 inch of floor,
foam,
3/8 inch
floor,
of subfloor.
Subfloor. 1.5 inch or something.
We should probably go measure what's sticking up. We're gonna go measure what's sticking up. We just measured.
Glad we figured that one out.
Yeah. We're gonna go 2.5 inches into the bottom here. So this is 3 right there, so we'll go to 5.5.
I think going the full 3 inches, we might hit the metal of the floor pan of the bus, and we don't really want to do that.
Let's get some construction adhesive.
That is cute as cute. Got a whole fleet of gangster vultures
Let's see if we can zoom in on these guys.
perched up on the roof. They're neat.